A mum's nervous system is really, really important to look after because for some mums, you could end up feeling extremely overwhelmed, um, stressed, and anxious, and in a state of constant alert. I finished up with a family, first time parents. I finished up with them of a family of a 5-month-old little boy. And this is why I brought breathwork into my practice, because I brought it in from a personal journey, but also working with lots and lots of families at this stage. And when we finished up, the mum was still on high alert. She was still waking up overnight. She was still looking at the video monitor during the day, hearing her baby cry, even though he wasn't crying, he was fast asleep, the same overnight. This is extremely, extremely common. And I definitely can relate to, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, you're in the shower and you can hear your baby cry and they're not crying, they're fast asleep. This is really, really common, and it's really, really normal, because once you become a mum, your body is designed to stay in tune with what is happening, your baby's kicks, and that. And then once they're born, your body is designed to be like this, to, wake when they need to be fed, try and get them to sleep, and then as they get older, you're constantly scanning, for their safety, working to routines, making sure that, they're eating, they're feeding, they're healthy. You are constantly on. And what happens is that if your body is constantly on, if you're constantly, making sure that they're fine, you're working to routines, it's in a state of high alert. And what happens is your body starts to interpret this as stress and releases cortisol, the stress hormone. And then you feel like you're just feeling frantic the whole time. And it's really, really difficult to switch off, especially when, or not, sorry, not especially, but like sleep deprivation can increase this state of anxiety, overwhelm, and this constant on. And this is where we need tools. This is where we need tools like breathwork or whatever it might be. We need these tools, especially if you are feeling, and not every mum will feel this, but especially if you are feeling always on. And with this family in particular, I could sense, the mum was still on high alert. Even the baby was sleeping and that, but often I have to work with the mum, in particular the mum, after and that, or during. And this is where, as part of my sleep packages, I implement breathwork into this, because yes, we can work on getting your baby sleeping better, but we also, as a mom, you can continue to be like this as your baby grows older. And then as a mom, also, there's certain times of the month that your progesterone, the calming hormone, dips every so often. So you don't have that calming hormone. It's a dip. So something that you might be able to deal with at the start of the month, you may not be able to deal with at the end of the month. And this is the science of it all. And this is where hormones come in on that. So this is where I needed to give this mum some breathwork tools and techniques when she's feeling anxious, when she's feeling overwhelmed, to help calm that nervous system. And this is why I have brought in the sleep and the breathwork, because the breathwork is really, really important. I use it with toddlers as well, but in particular parents, because when you're juggling parenthood, the mental load, you do constantly feel always on. So we need certain tools, and there's lots of different tools out there, but certain tools like breathwork to take us from feeling of chaos into feelings of calm, to help us sleep better, to help regulate our emotions, to help decrease stress, overwhelm, and anxiety. So I have breathwork audios on my website. I have a lot of tools and tips and that on my Instagram channel, and I am working on, building breathwork into my audios, into my practice to help with parents feeling, overwhelmed and stress and that.